Thank you for joining us today and supporting the Bry-Air Awards program all these years to reach this milestone. 2015 brings us a lot of promise of good things to come. Showing positive signs, India's economic growth is firming up even as mixed trends are projected for most of the developing and developed nations. There's much reason for optimism amongst investors, entrepreneurs and CEOs thinking of doing business in India as a whole. In the last 2-3 years, as we have all known, the Indian HVAC&R industry has been going through a very challenging and tough time. The large part of this has been because of the economic factors, but I think to a large extent the problem has been because the Indian HVAC&R industry has been very short-sighted. I think we are not doing enough to raise the bar in this industry in terms of technology, in terms of margins, in terms of exports, where we can get a much better price realization. In the last few months, all of us have heard the buzz, Make in India. The underlying factor to the Make in India concept has to be fully understood, that if we have to survive or become a significant player as an Indian-based company in the manufacturing sector, then we have to look at everything in a global perspective. Global perspective does not mean making in India and exporting outside, but global companies investing in India to make in India both for the domestic market and the international market. So I suggest that we all are talking about Make in India. We should look at what we can do to invest in research, make partnerships which will allow us to manufacture in India, have investments take place both domestically and internationally with international players, making in India to see that we have the strength to become a global player. The moment you are in the international arena, you are challenged by new product designs, expectations of the end customers, of quality, zero defect, performance, and all other aspects of what it is. And even if we are a small company, if you attempt to do so in small measure, you will be surprised at how much improvement takes place within your organization by way of the processes, by way of the culture, by way of our products, and by way of your competitiveness. The Bry-Air Awards, as you all know, was instituted to encourage innovation and recognize innovative work within the Indian HVAC&R industry. A lot of our people here in the industry complain that we are unable to attract sufficient good talent from the colleges to the HVAC industry. I had an opportunity of having breakfast with an American professor at ASHRAE, and he said that every year from his college he brings to ASHRAE show at least 40-50 students to the air conditioning show so that they can look and feel and see where is this HVAC product and how it inspires them to go into that field versus auto or any other field. Today I was very encouraged to see that an engineering college from Nagpur has brought 100 students to this HVAC show. See how they would have today's sense, and it is amazing that they have done that. I would encourage more colleges to do that in India. As a first step, I think what I would like to do next year, our company would be willing to underwrite any engineering college which is willing to bring 100 students, we'll underwrite that cost. I would like to see at least 5 or 10 large corporates stand up, not now, but otherwise, and say, we would like to do that. If we can get 500-600 students from the colleges and come to the next show, the HVAC show, see how we are creating the opportunity for attracting good talent into our industry. As we celebrate this milestone event today, it is also time to introspect to whether the objective with which the awards were instituted has been met. There are 2 measures of that. One is to see whether innovation is occurring, and an indirect indicator of that is through the nominations that Bry-Air receives in these awards. I must confess that in the beginning we received a lot of encouragement in the form of nominations, and the awards grew from strength to strength. However, even though the awards have been gaining from strength to strength every year, we do feel that there is a lot more happening in the industry in innovation which does not get translated into nominations and thus come forward. I think that is the area where I feel a little bit disappointed, where I would urge everyone in the industry to see good work is encouraged, documented, and provided in the form of nominations, because a word must get out that our HVAC industry is actually innovating as it is. So looking ahead, we are at crossroads. While the 10th Bry-Air Awards is a milestone, we've been debating internally as well as talking to industry leaders whether we should take this award international, like Malaysia or Brazil where we are present. We've also been talking to the industry leaders whether this would be the right time to hand over the awards to the industry to run it themselves. And I think there's a lot of discussion that is taking place internally and externally. It does appear that everyone has been telling us that Bry-Air Awards have become very important to the industry, synonymous with the industry, and particularly the way it is so independently structured by way of management of a jury. I think these are all positive things. As a Pahwa Group, where innovation is life, our new tagline is, innovation is life. We would always devise ways to encourage innovation in industry, whether in the way of the awards or incubation of innovation technologies or scholarships. I think we need to pause and think before we go to the next innovative approach to take the process forward. I would encourage the industry to give us the necessary feedback as to how we should take the awards from the 10th year to the next decade.